Hello and welcome back to Trust Us, a top 50% podcast in the world. And with the theme of world, we've actually got someone from the Northern Hemisphere on the pod today. Welcome, the second fan favorite, Darcito.
It is a pleasure to be here. It's a world-renowned podcast. I'm glad you have invited me from all the way from France.
Do you want me to speak French as well?
I'm not speaking French, I'm speaking English. I've just been here since too long that my accent is no longer Australian.
Pan au chocolat.
But fuck, that beat the shit out of you for saying that here.
I was actually bullied a lot. So I went to Bandol in the southern part of France, and obviously people don't travel there much. Sorry, like international people don't travel there much. It's more of like a French people travel there. And yeah, they made fun of my accent a lot. They were like, when I was like, oh, like, can we sit in the corner? They were just like getting into me. They're like, oh, corner. And then he literally goes and gets one of his friends over. He's like, listen to this. He's like, where do you want to sit? I was like, in the corner. They both started laughing. I was like, what the hell?
I feel like that's kind of friendly.
Oh,
Like it's
definitely.
better than some of the how they treat me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's better than the experience I had in Paris, which I don't think you're fully on top of because, yeah, you haven't been listening past the 40-minute mark of podcasts like a true fan.
Yeah, I don't have the attention span. we should cut our podcast into like 1 minute sections and have like some like GTA gameplay above it or something like that.
Yeah, and then we just post like 10 1-minute clips every day for the whole week. And that's how people listen to the pod.
It's an idea.
Could work. Who knows? These days with the algorithm, you never know. But more excitingly, mate, tell us what's been going on. It's been a while since people have heard anything from you.
It's been a long time. How long? I've been overseas for when did we leave? Over a month. We
Two
left in
months.
June, so like
I was there
nearly
for a
2 months.
month. Yeah, it's literally nearly two
Yeah,
months next week.
jeez.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of just the more. I don't want to say everything. It's been my life story for the 2 months, but
Brother,
I'll try to say
tell us
the
everything.
notable things. So we went on a trip in Norway, me, you, and another friend.
Are you not
A
going to
lot of
name
fun
drop
on
him?
that trip. No, he doesn't listen. If he listened, I would. And so one of the things before the trip was I was like, should I bring a summer shirt or should I bring a towel? I had only room for one, and you were like, bring a summer shirt. It's more fun. You're in European summer, and I was like, okay. And then so on this trip, me and the other person who I won't name wanted to go for a swim. There's these amazing fjords, these lakes you drive past, and then you're like, no, you can't. You don't have a towel. And I'm like, you told me not to have a towel. You had a towel that you didn't use.
I had two towels as well.
What the? And then finally, after begging you for like a week, the one place you let us swim, you're like, yeah, actually, boys, you can swim here. The snow touching the water. It is the coldest water I've felt in my life. Up in the mountains.
In my
And yeah,
defense, a lot of the times when you asked if you could go swimming, it was at the most impractical moments where,
we
like,
pulled over at like some of these places.
maybe a couple of them. Yes, but
And then the worst
we had to
part,
go places, mate. We're road tripping. We got to get there.
it's about the journey, not the destination. The road trip, by definition, is about the journey.
True,
Otherwise, you'd fly. But the worst part about this whole debate between towel and summer shirt is when I went to Poland. I had a stressful day. I was tired. I got screwed over by a dodgy airline I booked
Airline.
through.
Yeah.
So I didn't include baggage, even though I'd paid for baggage. I had to pay for it again. I was trying to contact the support, and I was on a hot plane filled with sweaty Polish people. So I was like, I'm gonna go to a pub crawl. I'm gonna relax, have a good night. It's been a big week. It's kind of like tuned down. And then so I go on this pub crawl, having a great time, starting to open up, feel relaxed, meet a few fun people, walking between one of the bars, me, a Romanian dude, and a German dude. And then some guy on a bike comes up to me, says something, like something innocuous, like how's your night going, or like
In
are you enjoying
English?
Poland, or I don't know. Yeah,
That's weird.
and then I feel this like soft breeze. It was really, I remember how soft it felt. It felt like not like someone spraying you with a can of deodorant, but just like a real soft. Just
Like
hit my face, and immediately
like a
I turned
spider
away, and I was like,
spray.
"What?"
You know, you had like the
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It didn't like there was no force behind it, and I kind of turned away, and then I like instinctively, and I kind of looked back, and I was like, "Wait, I can't see." And I got pepper sprayed, and it was one of the most painful things in my life. Like in your eyes, it's so bad, but like anywhere it touches burns. I think I have sensitive skin, and my shoulders and arms and stuff were just on fire. And I'm disoriented, drunk. It's like the peak of the night. It's like 1 a.m.
Mm.
Um, don't know where I am in a foreign city. I just arrived that day. Thankfully, there's some guys that helped us who saw it happen, and they like got milk, and like that kind of helped the eyes at least. And
Just
one of them
curious,
said he'd been pepper sprayed.
where do
Pepper
you
sprayed.
get milk at 1 a.m.?
I don't know. I've been thinking that. I was like, did he have milk? Did he like know this is a thing? And he's like waiting. Was he part of the pepper spray people? And he's like, maybe we've gone too far. We have a milk person on standby.
Yeah, mate, he's a
This is too bad.
vigilante. He's a vigilante.
He doesn't stop the crime, but he
The
helps
milkman.
victim.
Yeah.
The milkman.
Exactly.
I don't know. Like, there could have been convenience stores open, maybe. Like, it was in the center part of town.
Mm.
But I don't know. It was kind of a blur that period, and they took us to sit down and stuff. And then I remember like being like, "Oh, I want to go home now. I'm just in too much pain. I want to shower to wash it off me." Turns out, bad idea. If you shower, if you wash anything with pepper spray, it activates the capsicum in it, and it burns even more. So when I
Oh,
showered,
yeah.
thinking it was washing it off me, it just made it burn even more.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to sleep in so much pain.
Yeah. There's different
And yeah, it
types
wasn't
of
pleasant.
like deep heat, like you know, like deep heat when you like rub it, you can't sort of feel that muscle. There's like levels
Yeah.
to that. So there's like the next level up from deep heat, and then there's one more that you can play footy with. And I remember had it once because I was playing with an injury, and then like jumping in the shower afterwards, and it same thing, just activated it, and holy shit,
Yeah.
it was the most pain. I was like, what? I was like, how do I get it off then? Oh, if I had a towel,
Yeah.
you just needed a towel.
True. Well, I had a towel. Turns out you're supposed to use like oil or something. Like that gets it off you. So you like oil it off you, then shower the oil off you.
Interesting.
But the
That's
worst part of it was
I'm gonna take
back
this
to
segue.
the worst part of it was back to the summer shirt versus towel thing. I was wearing the summer shirt, and I got capsicum spray all over it, and like you can't get that out. Like it's an orange thing that's just it's a whitish shirt, and the show was ruined. I'd got it like for Christmas, and it was done.
A short lifespan, that poor shirt. Yeah, well, that's what happens, mate. You separated from me. That was the day we separated. It was within hours of us separating. I'd say within 12 hours. So yeah, that's what happens, man. You shouldn't leave me. Well, to be fair, I also got mugged that night as well, but only lost a necklace, so not too bad. But maybe
I
we
didn't
shouldn't
get
leave
mugged.
each other.
You said also got mugged. What did I get mugged of?
You're fucking
Mean
self-respect. You got mugged.
Shit.
You lost your aura.
I think those cowards lost it. Like pepper spraying someone then riding off on a bike is like the cowardliest thing.
Yeah, that's
Like at least let me chase you a bit.
Yeah, like if you're there, then it's a running race and you've got the head start because you pepper sprayed them, so you should get away. But if you're on a bike, it's just like, well, that's like a king hit. That's dog ass.
Yeah, and then people are like, "Oh, but at least you didn't get like stabbed or beaten up or like, robbed or something." I'm like, at
That's
least
where
they
the
can get a
bar
lick
is.
in. At least they can swing at them.
If I'm getting stabbed, I'm throwing back. I'm at least getting one or two
Yeah.
back. Yeah, I'm not
If I'm
dying.
getting beaten up, at least I could throw a punch.
Yeah.
Also, you can just run away. I don't know how people get beaten up. I'm sure you probably can't. But
if there's
like,
any listeners
why
out
not?
there, if you see Darcy in the street, he wants to experience it. So just beat him up and see how it goes.
I guess if you're surrounded or they hit you first and disoriented, maybe it makes sense.
Yeah,
But I got jujitsu,
yeah.
so I'd be fine.
You have
Which
that
leads me
problem
actually
solved.
into my next European story.
Mm.
I have been doing some jujitsu in France,
Yeah.
and the one problem is it's entirely in French. So I've been trying to, it's been helping with the practice. And then so my first class was like pretty good. Um, I thought the guy cleaning there was instructor. Turns out he was some random student, and that was a bit embarrassing. Um, and
Oh,
then the
because you're
second
talking to
class
him.
was gi, and I
Wait,
didn't
wait, wait,
have a
wait,
gi.
wait.
So they
Hold up,
get,
hold up, hold up. What do you mean? The whole first class you were following the cleaner around?
no, there's a guy who's like cleaning the mats, and I thought he was the instructor. So like I was talking to him about a bunch of stuff, and then some other guy asked me if I'd paid and stuff. I'm like, yeah, whatever, whatever, get out of here. And that was
Why is a random
the
citizen
actual
asking if I
instructor.
paid?
And then the next class was a different instructor, but it was gi, and I didn't know. So they gave me this like kids gi, which barely fit me. And then I was like, I asked him, I was like, how do I know if it's gi or not gi? He's like, oh, it's on the website. I'm like, it's not on the website. Turns out some of the classes are called grappling and some are called Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. The Brazilian Jiu Jitsu are gi and the grappling are
Okay.
no gi. I mean, that's not clear. So then the problem came in the third class. So I actually have another class today, my fourth one today, which is
Yeah.
my last one. But the third class, the new instructor, of
What do you mean
course.
last one? You're gonna die? They're gonna take you out?
No, I just did a
They're
month
gonna put you to
membership
sleep
and
for
then
too long.
I did a month membership and I'm leaving on Friday for a week.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, and then, yeah, so the third class, I go in there, we line up on the wall as usual, and then he starts speaking in French and stuff. I can tell he's asking how much, if anyone's new. And I'm like, no, this is my third class. Yeah, I don't have to say that. Three
yeah,
people like put their hand up and he like
yeah,
asks them like how long you training, all of it in French. I can
yeah.
understand it. And then he like looks at me and I'm like, I didn't put my hand up. And then he like
Hey,
points at me,
my
like
hands are down. My hands are
he
down.
points at me and like says something, and I'm like, what? And he's like, vous. I'm like, no. Like my French is okay, but it's not the best, especially understanding someone else. But in front of a bunch of people I don't know, it's so
Mm.
much worse. So I started trying to say in French. I was like, I've trained for 3 years, but I haven't trained in two. I was trying to say that. Then he's like, can you like repeat it again, like louder? And I was like, parlez-vous anglais? And then he doesn't even swap to English. He says something else in French. I was like, no,
Maybe he
it's not
doesn't speak
possible.
English.
And I just said it again, I was just parlez-vous anglais. I know the little bitch speaks English. And then he's like, what? He's like, what level, what belt are you at? And I was like, oh, like still. And then was full English. I was like, nah, I ain't going back to French. I was like I'm technically a white belt, but I was close to blue. Um,
Yeah.
and then, yeah.
Mate, you got to
And
go
then
for it.
actually
That's
a
the
funny thing,
perfect chance to go for it with the
a
French. You got
funny
to
thing
hit the
after
accents,
that.
man. You should have listened to the episode the other day that we literally went
Yeah,
into this.
true. That's true. I saw that clip. A funny bit though was like at the start of the lesson, because obviously all the instructions are in French. He was like, "Do you understand?" to me, and I was like my arms around the partner, like I'd taken his back. That was the
Yeah,
position we're starting from. And then my partner thought he was speaking to him, and he's French.
yeah.
And then he's like, "On peut," and I'm like, "He's not meaning you. You speak French. He means me."
What does on per mean? I don't get it.
Oh, it just means a bit.
Oh, okay, okay,
Like
okay.
he understood a bit.
Yeah,
So I don't know
yeah,
if he was translating for me to him or whether he thought he was talking to him.
yeah, yeah. No, fair enough. Well, I felt like you left out one of the stories of our trip to Norway. That was I feel like the more I've thought about it, the more concerning I think it came across. So obviously we went and we stayed in a lot of cabins in different places in different mountains and all the rest of it, which was kind of amazing. And a lot of the cabins were just like one room and that was it. And the kitchen and everything was all in the one room and you just fold out couch, on the floor, whatever. And we went to one cabin that was like 2 kilometers up a mountain away from everyone. Like there was no one around us, like for kilometers. And the Airbnb, Sheila, she came with us. She obviously had to show us how to get there because it was literally in the middle of the wilderness. So she comes up with us. We hike up there. Yeah, straight up a hill. It takes about 45, 50 minutes.
Oh,
Maybe even an hour,
we
actually.
just did a big hike like the day before that, and our legs were like
Yeah.
still dead.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was actually a fair grind. And then we finally got there, and she's like, "Oh, here's the wood," showing us around, doing everything. She disappeared for a little bit. I can't remember what she was doing, and we're so like sweaty and stinky and everything, so we've literally just stripped down, and instantly we're all just shirtless. And then she comes back around, and and then she sees that we're all shirtless, and I could see there was something in her head that was like, "Oh, wait, maybe are these guys all gay?" Like, and there was also a comment that you made earlier because we went and saw a waterfall that the
Oh yeah,
water is meant to be like Viagra. And so we went and saw the waterfall, and then we told her about that when we were hiking
and
up.
we drank some of the water.
And
Me and the other guy.
you and Scott were bragging about drinking the water, like bragging about it. And that plus the shirts off and staying in a cabin in the middle of the mountains, I just felt like, yeah, we kind of came across that we might have been a throuple.
And she made the joke of like, you guys gonna shower together or something like that.
Yeah, we're like, yeah. And then even the next day, we ended up swimming in the creek, and then we told her that the next day, and she was just like, I felt like that just confirmed her suspicions.
By swimming, you mean stripping naked and laying down in the water.
I wasn't gonna put that in there. But hey, yeah, I had to shower. That was obviously the only running water, being an actual stream.
And I think when she said shower together, she meant it like as a joke, but we thought, oh, there's a shower. And so we walk there, and there's this tiny little hose which is spurting a little bit of water.
Oh, I thought that you guys were actually like taking the piss with that. That you, I thought I didn't think when she said there's a shower, I knew she was joking. But yeah, you guys obviously took it to heart. Actually,
But she pointed somewhere, and like, if you point, that's not a joke.
Fair enough. It was but yeah, that was, to be fair, jumping in that water, like freezing water, and
Oh,
then
man,
coming
yeah.
back to the cabin that has like a wood fired heater inside of it, and oh, so nice, so snug. Would absolutely recommend a road trip with cabins. It's another level of a type of road trip.
And we ate reindeer while around a fire, drinking beers at midnight, and it's still light.
Yeah, that was crazy. Listening to Noah Khan on top of a mountain, looking down at a river surrounded by mountains. Oh, that was glorious. Not a light in sight. Yeah. Nice, smooth segue, which does bring us to the next step, which of the podcast, which is
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm having a stroke. All my head's just full of all the gay thoughts now, and I can't get my mind straight.
Well, it is our 69th episode, so maybe that's why. We forgot to shout out before, but shout out to the 69.
True. The gay man's favorite position, they say. I'm going to edit that out. So this segment doesn't have a name yet, but one thing I've started doing lately, I need to let me know if this is creepy or not. But I've started just listening to people on a train. Like, I'll have my headphones in, but nothing's playing, and I've got ambient aware like turned on. Like, I'm listening, like, because I just feel like people on a train, they're just talking, and because they're so used to everyone having headphones in these days, people are just saying everything, and they're giving up good goss. I'm on the train, twice a day, two different trains. I kind of want the goss, I'm ready for it. I don't want to sit there on my phone just scrolling. Like, I'm sick of that shit. I much prefer just to listen to a bit of goss on the train.
I think I agree with you. I've done this. I think at work I've done this because my headphones, they have noise cancelling, but they also have the opposite. Like it increases
Ambient
the
aware.
sounds of stuff.
Yeah, that's what I
What?
said. Ambient aware.
I don't
That's
know
the
the
two
fucking
options.
name.
There's
What
noise
are you, a
cancelling.
nerd? Know the name
It
of that
says
shit?
it. When you press it, it says ambient aware.
Oh, mine's in French, so I don't know what it means.
Oh, you wouldn't even know what it means.
And I sometimes like listen to like if there's a conversation that sounds juicy or something. You're just sitting there like looking around.
You try to bob to pretend music. Like, yeah, this is vibing.
But I think it's the same as people watching. You're just getting a bit more info.
Mm,
And it's not private if you're saying it in a public place.
exactly. This is a train or a cafe. This is public domain. Give it to me. Give me the truth. And obviously, I feel like reality TV these days has kind of died away a little bit. So it's sort of a good way to still get a bit of that real world fun.
Would you ever insert yourself into the conversation?
Oh, I thought about it literally this week. Like they were talking about running a marathon, and I was like, oh, this is the perfect segue for me. But I don't know if I can when I've got my headphones in. It's so. Does that come across creepy then?
I don't know. I feel like you can get away, but like you take your headphones off and then say, "Oh, like I ran a marathon. I'm tough shit."
Mm.
I think that's fine because sometimes people like turn music off and they just listen to silence for a bit, or the song finished or something.
Yeah, yeah, and maybe it's not even that loud. Just
You have
like soft
plausible
music.
deniability.
Yeah.
That's
The
the key.
problem was there was two people standing in between us, so I would have had to have like shuffled through
Push
them.
them out of the way.
Yeah, which I thought about it because
There's
they were
people in
clearly just listening to
society
music.
that would do that, and I respect them. They've like no social awareness or no fear of the like those being nice or like I don't know, and but I
Yeah,
respect it because it's yeah.
yeah. I've said this before in the pod. Like, bring that shit back. I want more random conversations in public. Actually, I spoke to a bloke at the gym today, and I made a bit of a joke, and fuck, he gave me nothing. He gave me nothing, and we were paired up. Like I was like, mate, I'm going to be talking to you for the next 45 minutes. Like, and to start off, he just gave me nothing. I was like, oh
Wait,
mate,
what do you mean you're paired up?
well, it's a class gym, so you're like you
Ah,
sort
okay.
of, but like you split. So I didn't really do too much with him, but this was just the warm up, and I was like, oh, it's a good chance to break the ice, and I guess try be that guy that has
What's your joke?
actual conversation.
What's your
Um,
joke?
what was my joke? You gotta rate me joke. What was it? It was about leg swings. So we were doing leg swings, and he was quite a tall lad. He was probably a bit taller than me, which would probably be 6'5", I guess, because obviously I'm 6'4". And we were like doing the hands on each other's shoulder, and I was like, "Oh, mate, we're perfect height." And he sort of just half giggled, and that was it. I was like,
I think he thought you were gay.
No, no, it's the cabin all over again.
We're
What do you
perfect height to
mean?
kiss right now.
Bring that other shoulder around, big boy. Oh gosh. Well, maybe he was, but I guess the only way we'll know is with our road guide to hard launching. That's this week's segment, and if we had kicked it off, maybe I would have hard launched him on my socials, on all my platforms.
It was a segue. It was a segue of all time.
Hey, it's play on, fair bump. But obviously, this is a topic that has recently sort of popped up, I would say. So I feel like this is something that would be quite educational for the host of the pod.
It's an interesting one for me because I've never done a hard launch, but I'm
Mm.
in a situation where I'm going to be doing it, and I kind of need the guide for myself. I've been following some of the steps, but I kind of need to get through it because for the first time officially, I have a girlfriend, and this might shock
Hey,
some of the viewers.
all of them,
Well, pretty
every
much
single
all of
one
them.
of them.
And
I'm clipping
people
this as
won't
well.
believe me, to be honest.
Get her on the pod.
We had a friend's barbecue, and no one believed. Shah said that I did, and no one believed him. And he had to like follow an Instagram and show the Instagram, and even then they were like, "Nah, nah," and he had to be like, "No, no, I've
It's
met her.
AI.
I've met her. I know."
Yeah,
And
true.
that was
Yeah,
the only
man.
way he got across the line.
Yeah, no, that is good. I'll admit I've dabbled. I've dabbled in a hard launch. I'm very not fearful of a hard launch. Maybe
Yeah.
because I don't have a history of it ever being there. Like I've never had a hard launch really. So when I do sort of do a softer hard launch, it's exciting. And yeah, I'm very open about my life anyway. So I kind of like to surprise people and let people in here and there.
See, for me, I'm not a big like. I don't know. I usually don't like post dates or anything on social media until I mean, I guess it's probably the only time I've properly done it. I had a girl try and soft launch me, kind of,
Oh, yes, I
without
remember
me
this.
knowing.
Oh, that's so. I remember. I feel like we spoke about this on like one of the first or second episodes of 101 First
Yeah.
Dates.
I guess the recap would be it was like wasn't a date, it was basically just a hookup, like not a pleasant experience or anything like that. And like not
You
great
gave
or
her
anything
the
like
dust
that.
special.
And I didn't really enjoy it. I don't know if she did. Maybe she did. I don't know. But then the next day, I saw on a Snapchat a photo of my back saying "movie nights."
Very nice. What was your back clothed?
Yeah.
So
Oh,
we
I think so.
how'd she
Yeah.
get the photo? When did she get the
I
photo?
don't know. I don't know. I assume like obviously I think it was the first time we'd met in person. Like I think I was like 20 or I was like pretty young, so like it was
Hmm.
common back then to you'd meet by having someone come over. Um, but yeah, I don't know when she did it, which is kind of a bit scary.
That is wild. That's a tactical launch.
Yeah,
That is an aggressive, targeted attack. That is a
that's
declaration of
targeted
war.
someone.
Yeah,
That's
that's a
targeted at
declaration of
someone.
war.
Yeah, and that is a type of soft launch or a hard launch is to target it to someone to be like, I
Are
want you to
you
know I'm now
are
dating
you
someone.
jumping in to a step?
No, I don't think we wrote that, but we should.
Well, I mean, you can add it into one of it, but I would say step one is you have to find a girl. You have to find a girl. I'm not
Yeah.
going to say a guy because there's been too much gay stuff going on with this pod, and I'm starting to feel like I'm starting to get self conscious that maybe I am coming across very on that side of things. So I'd like to say I would like to find a girl would be step one. I think it's quite important because if you don't have that, you can't really hard launch yourself.
But I think it's also important the type of girl. You can't just get someone over for a hookup and then start trying to soft launch them like this girl did.
True. That's a revenge launch. That's a personal thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a quite aggressive tactic. It's I could never do that.
No. Or
That's
unless on Instagram you can do close friends and you set just that one person as the close friend.
You've wanted to do this, I think, your whole life. You've talked about this tactic, not for hard or soft launching, but for other things in life. And I'm very intrigued to see what you might actually do it one day.
Yeah, but I don't have an ex or anything that I would target, so it doesn't really apply to me.
Yeah, fair, fair. Well, lead us through, mate. What's the next step then?
Well, the next step is to do a soft launch. You can't start with a hard launch. You got to build up the anticipation, the
Mm.
excitement. But also, so we had this thing where like whoever, well, me and this girl Nicola, I'll say her name on the
Oh,
pod.
name
Sorry,
dropping.
your anonymity is gone. I guess I say it now. I don't know.
Yeah, well, to be fair,
Um,
you shared her story on your story,
true,
so
true.
mm.
Um, but yeah, so you want. Oh, I forgot what I was saying. A soft launch. Oh, I've lost it. It's gone. No.
Yeah, I
Yes,
don't
yes.
know
So
either.
we said that we were going to do this thing. Whoever gets more comments on the soft launches would win. Um, and I thought I'd get a few. I thought being single for such a long time
Mm.
that any kind of soft launch things, people would be like, "Oh, like who's this?" Something like that. I got pretty much none. I think it was
Really? It would
you,
have. Yeah, I would have had you.
Shah.
Your boys.
My mum liked the stories.
Shout out to our mum.
And then maybe our cousin, he said okay with a lot of K's. I don't know if that counts. Whereas, like, this girl, Nicola, got so many, so many. She's
How
like, oh, look at
many?
this person saying this and this and this. And then saying, "Oh, I can't wait to see the girl." So like, there's people invested. Like she's like fans of this thing,
What?
this build up.
I'm really disappointed in
Yeah,
your friends then. I would have felt
yeah,
like that was a very interesting part. You know, you've got the guy
yeah.
that has the most traumatic dating stories in the world, and he's finally put a
May
girl
I
up in the
don't. Maybe they
story.
just don't believe it. Maybe they just think,
Yeah,
"Oh, this is his sister or
it's a
something,
prank.
like a
AI.
friend." Yeah,
Yeah, fair. Well, maybe then you have to go step three, which is a medium launch, which is it's a bit more than a
yeah,
soft launch. Obviously, a soft launch is very hidden. It's a hand in a photo, out for dinner or something. Like it shows that there's two people there, but it doesn't show any other context because it could
Yeah.
be, you could technically be with your sister. Whereas
Yeah.
a medium launch implies a little bit more intimacy without showing their face, without showing a full commitment. So it could be you're both sitting together and your hand's on her leg, or her hand is on your leg, or something like that. Like a bit more of an
Her leg is
intimate.
on your hand.
Yeah, I nearly went there. Well, hey, that would be pretty intimate.
True. I did one yesterday that I consider a medium launch, which was a fairly innocuous photo, like two people sitting together, a soft launch photo, but I was tagged in it and I shared it. I think adding the handles makes it into a medium launch.
Yeah,
So
I would
arguably,
agree.
some people say that's a hard launch. I think it's medium without
Nah.
faces.
Yeah, no, it can't be a hard launch unless you see the person and you see the intimacy in the one moment. I would say. I obviously don't have too much experience in this, mind you. I'm certainly not afraid to do a launch. I've done it before on like a first date or two, and but hey, if you're feeling it, you're feeling it. That did create some chaos. Oh man, I got a lot of friends being like, "What the fuck is happening?" And I was like, "Well, you left me unattended for a week."
Yeah, especially an overseas launch because
Mm,
like they don't see the build up or anything. Like if your friends know you're dating someone and they see you going out on dates or something in your town, then they get more of a sense. But if it's you're overseas for a month and then suddenly you're soft launching or hard launching, it's a bit
yeah.
more jarring.
Well, I think the one that really got him was it was just Christmas, and I just went home for Christmas, and then I'd just come back to Melbourne, and then all of a sudden there was a post of me being in Brisbane with a girl, and everybody was like, what the fuck? This doesn't make any sense. There's no logic to any of this." I think that probably played into the confusion of it all, because it wasn't just, oh, hey, look, I'm out with someone. It was, hey, oh no, I'm in another state really randomly, which is, yeah. And there's just pure chaos. And I kind of like a bit of pure chaos, to be honest.
I have a question.
Oh,
How long between soft launches can you do? And I don't mean the same person. So you do a soft launch,
yep,
things
yep,
don't
yep, yep,
work
yep.
out. How long can you do another soft launch with someone else?
12 months.
I was thinking a week.
A week? What the hell? You the
It's just
bloody
a soft launch.
nah. Because no. Well, to be fair, I guess with a soft launch, people, as far as everyone else knows, it's the same person. Because a soft launch is
That's
too hard to
true.
tell. But
That's true. That's why I think you can do a week.
yeah, but no, but that's worse there, because that's a personal attack then on that poor person.
Yeah, that is an attack launch.
Yeah. So I guess, yeah, if you go a medium launch, say you go back, step 4, you go back to a soft launch, but that's the last time you can do another soft launch. You can only do soft, medium, soft, and then you have to do a hard. No more of this fucking soft shit. There is a cap on the amount of soft launch / medium launch photos and stories that you can tease before it's like, no,
Yeah.
you're just clickbaiting. You're full of shit.
Enough foreplay. Let's see some clapping.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That is the wrong terminology, boy. You have chosen poorly.
Give the people what they want.
Oh, well, what they do want is our sponsor for this week's episode, Spicify. Want to seriously impress your date without turning your kitchen into a war zone? Say hello to Spicify, the secret weapon for effortless, flavor-packed meals that look and taste like you actually know what you're doing. Whether you're whipping up avo toast for brunch or a quick, tasty dinner, Spicify's all-natural, vegan-friendly spice toppers add instant wow factor with zero stress. Just sprinkle on blends like the avocado, chicken, or hot topper, and boom, the simple dish becomes date night worthy. Bonus, the packaging looks slick and modern, so it'll seem like you've got your life together. No mess, no mystery spices from 2008, just bold flavor and big points for effort. Press without the guesswork. Just use the discount code TRUSTUS to receive 20% off at spicify.com.au and bring the spice to your next date. But step 5, the most important step, it's actually the first time I reckon we've done quite an obvious step. And step 5 is a hard launch.
Send it to the moon.
Yeah, bang. Put their face up. Show them that you're
There
in
can be
love.
no doubt. There can be no doubt that
Yeah.
this is a romantic partner.
Yeah. Yes, true. Because soft, there's a bit of doubt. Medium, there's
Yeah.
skepticism, but it's like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm 80% sure. But a hard launch is 100%. Actually, fuck, that's the perfect percentages. Soft is 60%. Because you're like, well, it's just over 50%. I'm pretty sure this is some intimacy going on here. And then a medium launch is
Yeah.
80%. And then a hard launch is 100%. Not 99, 100%. No doubt about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. And then we got to get into the weeds of what is a hard launch? What constitutes a hard launch? Is it a story? Is it a post?
Oof,
Is it changing your relationship status on Facebook?
Bring it out. I would actually, you're probably right. I don't think a story is a hard launch. I think a post is.
What if you're kissing in the story though?
Yeah, but it's gone in 24 hours.
It's a hard launch, but it's like a temporary hard. Well, it's still a launch. I don't know. I feel like
I think it's
counts.
medium. I think it's 95%.
But there's no doubt.
No, because
there's
it's
no
gone.
doubt.
No, because like
people who see it see 100%.
Yeah, but I've seen people kiss before. I'm not just like, oh, they're a married couple.
You could think they're just dating for a little period, and it's not.
And also, putting up on your story that you're just making out with someone is a bit how's it
a
going?
video of you just making out, sloppy makeout.
Yeah, it's a proper passionate kiss.
That would be a hard. Well, I don't know. It's actually that would be too much.
That's
like,
a
you wouldn't
feral
do that.
launch.
No, but you wouldn't do that with your partner. You would do that with like a hookup or something. So it actually brings it back lower.
It's revenge. It's a revenge post again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Geez, we found a lot of revenge tactics.
Yeah. You getting ideas.
I'm happy. I'm chilling. But how do you feel now after hearing the step 5s? You know, all the steps. You know, do you feel like the road guide to hard launching is going to give you some good guidance going forward?
I think so. I think this is the one and only podcast you'll ever need for any of my advice needs.
There you go. You heard it here first, folks. That is as good as it gets. But yes, that's this week's road guide to hard launching. For those that are loved up and not quite official, at least on the socials anyway, now you know. Now you know how to do it. So we have, this isn't really a new segment anymore, but my above average segment, things that you think you're above average at. I know you've been in Europe for a little bit now. Is there anything that's, do you think that you're above average compared to Europeans? I know it's, I'm definitely giving.
I was going to say speaking French, I'd be above average.
Fucking barely. I could speak French when I was over there. You just mumble.
True. Above average to Europe. I mean, I think lifting weights, they're all pretty skinny here.
True. It's not a big gym culture, is it, over there?
Body odor and showering.
You might actually be average.
No, I'm telling you. Being polite.
Yeah. Maybe in Paris, but Lyon, they're a lot nicer.
They are nice. I've met a lot of nice French people.
And you're not that fucking nice.
Yeah, it's true. I'm a piece of shit. Something else I'd be above average at. Jiu-jitsu I was.
Really?
In jiu-jitsu, there was a guy I trained with who, the guy I thought was teaching the class. He was a blue belt. Yeah. And I was better than him. I knew I was better than him, even after not having trained in like a year and a half. And I was like, I didn't know his belt because we'll no gi. And then the next session,
because we'll make it.
And I was like,
it's the cabin again.
Than a blue belt. Yeah. And the instructor for some of the lessons were blue belts. I was like, I wonder if I'm better than you. Probably not an instructor. They're probably closer to the next belt. But I think the gym I was at in Melbourne was a very competitive gym. It's one of the best in the world. So being a blue belt there would be very high in other gyms. So I'd consider myself that.
Yeah. There's one thing that I discovered in Europe that I am definitely below average at. And in Europe, you have to, when you buy a takeaway coffee, they give it to you without a lid, and then in case you want to put sugar and shit in there, so you have to put the lid on. I am so stressed when I put that lid on that I have no idea if I've pushed hard enough, and then I have this like fundamental fear that when I go to drink it, it's just going to go fall over and just go all over me. And then for some reason, I don't push hard enough as well. And then I feel like I'm there for so long, just trying to triple checking, quadruple checking, just making sure that lid is on, that I actually start to overthink it, then I get stressed, and then it's not
Just
the
don't have
smoothest
the
process.
lid then if you're that cowardly.
No, you can't be walking around the freaking streets with an open
Yeah, you can.
cup of coffee. That's madness.
Shit.
Shit. So I got some work to do there, I'll admit, for sure. But also, like, I'm paying, especially in Europe, I'm paying you €8. Put a fucking lid on my coffee. You know?
Yeah.
Is
You
it that
probably
hard?
can ask them. I actually don't know.
No,
what the
you
word for
can't
lid
ask
is.
them. That's embarrassing, though.
I would just say, "Can I have my coffee closed?" And they'd be like, "What the fuck's that even mean?" That's how I get around not knowing words.
yeah. You just try, and they kind of get it. To be honest, haven't told you this. Me and our mutual friend Pim, when I was in Switzerland, we were stayed up in the mountains, and again in sort of like a cabin. And there's so many different people there from all over the world. We had a couple and their kids that were actually Australian, but they grew up in Hong Kong. So their kids had like British accents, but they were technically Australian. Anyway, it was a bit weird. Then we had a couple of people from Denmark, and none of them spoke any Spanish. And obviously Pim speaks very good Spanish. I speak mediocre Spanish. But because none of them spoke any of it, I was like considered fluent. So we could have full conversations at the dinner table that none of the others could understand because they didn't speak Spanish. So like, especially because there were kids there. So I could be inappropriate in Spanish to Pim and no one else would know. And it wasn't, inappropriate because the kids didn't know what was going on. They spoke incredible German actually, but that's all right. They could have that win. But yeah, that was, I don't even know why that story started, but yeah, I'd say I'm above average. Yeah, no, I loved it, to be honest. It was great.
Above average than Europeans at speaking Spanish?
Yeah, because not many of them speak Spanish unless they've traveled to those countries.
Do you know Spain is in Europe?
Yeah, I know fucking Spain's in Europe, but I mean like outside of that. I don't know. In the mountains of Switzerland, let's just say they don't speak Spanish. Oh, fuck. No, the next table over all spoke Spanish. Which, to be fair, I did talk to them in Spanish, and that was huge. I was pretty happy with that. And they were like, what? I was like, yeah, I've been listening to your conversation.
¿Cómo estás?
Yeah, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien, tú. I said, how are you? But yes,
I know how to
so
speak that.
that's my brag over. I'm going to clip that and post that everywhere. Yes, but so this week we have our top fives, and we're actually going to stay on theme, which is a bit different to what we normally do. But this week's top fives are launch strategies. So, a soft, medium, or hard launch. We're going to top fives. Darcy's going to say what his fifth is. I'm going to say what mine is. 4, 3, 1 being our most preferred, passionate, hard launch strategy or soft launch strategy. And so are you ready, Darcy? You want me to run it off for the first one?
I'm ready.
All right, go. Number 5.
My fifth one is tagging them in Strava.
Shit, that's pretty good. Oh, I didn't even think of that. That's a very good one. Oh, that's very
very soft launch, but there's something there.
Yeah, you don't run in with someone that you're not comfortable with. That's clearly not a first date situation. I rate that a lot. My fifth one, it's actually quite lame. It's the hand. It's just a classic. It's just an absolute classic soft launch strategy. And it just makes me curious anytime I see it anywhere and I know someone's not dating someone. I'm like, what's going on? Give me the details. So yeah, that's my number 5. But what's your number 4?
I think I had the hand as well in the photo.
As number 4? Yeah. Fair. I'd rate Strava above that, to be honest. I wish I could have rekindled that.
Well, I kind of rated them in terms of like soft to hard.
Okay. Yeah,
kind of. If I liked one a bit more than another, I'd put it down. But yeah.
Yeah, fair. Well, my number four is a video of them, but it's of the date. So say it's like a 10-second video and you're panning across a beautiful view. And then at the end of the video, you pan to them.
Ah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so it's only for the committed fans that actually watch your shit on socials that will actually be rewarded with the hard launch, because that's a hard launch as well. Well, we established it's probably more of a medium launch because it's a story, but their face is there at the end, so they're very much
Yeah.
rewarded with that. So I think that's a really good one.
For me, my number three, similar to the hand one, but they're not in it. So you
there's,
fly.
there's no one actually in it.
So you take a photo of like two glasses. I think the like two wine glasses or something.
Yep.
Caption date night or something like that.
Yeah.
And they don't even know who it's about. Could be a friend, but it could be not. I think that it's a very soft launch, but it's a fun one.
I reckon that's like a premature launch, because technically it could be a mate. It like there's not even.
Yeah.
I'd say it's less than 50%. I'd say it's like
Yeah.
40%, because you could just be joking.
But if it's wine, I mean, it could be with a mate with wine, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, mate, you're over 30 now. It's very likely.
What if it's movie nights?
Yeah, I'd do that.
TV
with
in the
boys.
background, two wine glasses.
I'd probably do that more with a mate these days than a day.
Yeah.
But I'm a loser, I guess. So my number three is it's the one that you fell victim of. The pick from the back. It is classy. Well, not in your situation, but used correctly, it is quite classy. It's a bit flirty. It's quite flirty with the audience, and I think it creates a real level of curiosity. And I quite like it. And also, you can sort of see that they're hot as fuck.
That's what I was about to say. I'm like, you can tell if someone's attractive by their back.
yeah, 100%. So yeah, I'd say that's what I mean. It's a medium launch because it is quite. It's like, oh, okay, now we're talking. Now we're cooking.
So my last two, I've taken a step up a notch.
Okay.
They're kind of hard launches, but kind of not. So my number two would be talking to your family and friends less. So you know I'm dating someone if I start cutting you guys out of my life.
That's fucked up, man. That's fucked.
If I start distancing myself, you know I'm launching something.
Something's about.
I'm either doing that or I'm depressed. You kind of got to guess.
That's one or the other. Jesus. Mine's a little bit more of the shock value. My number two. It's just a straight up unprompted couple pick. So it's a no soft launch. There's no medium launch. It's just bang, a hard launch out of nowhere. The shock of it and I think that's kind of fun.
I don't think you can go straight to hard. I don't think it's a hard if it's straight to it.
I don't fucking fear.
I think it's a medium.
Social media.
I think
what?
No, I think it's a medium. I'm not saying you can't do it. I think it's just a medium, because if you post a photo of you and someone else, they might think it's for like a photo shoot. They might think it's like something else. You haven't had the teasing.
I'm picking her up. She's in a wedding dress and I'm kissing her on the cheek.
Yeah, for a photo shoot, a date or a wedding.
I actually have that photo on my Instagram.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
From a photo shoot. Shit. Yeah, true, actually. Oh, true. When I did do that. No, actually, when I did post those wedding photos from that photo shoot, there was people that genuinely messaged me saying congratulations. I did put in the comments saying it was.
Well, because it's a medium launch.
No, people genuinely thought I got married.
Yeah. 80% of them did.
My close friends didn't, but the ones that aren't as aware of my life, yeah, definitely thought I got married.
My step number one is updating your will with them in it.
Oh, Jesus, dark.
And to do the launch, I guess you can post it on like your like social media. They don't even know as well. You're kind of launching them too. It's a double launch.
Yeah, that's a good one. Do you want to let them know that they're in your will? Because that's kind of like they all of a sudden have a bit of reason not to resuscitate you.
That's true. You could say 1% or something. Like, you don't have to give them everything.
True. They can have my credit card debt. But they're in the will.
They can have my gaming PC.
Hey, I want that. Yeah. No, that's pretty good. It's very abrupt. I would say. Yeah, but hey, gets the job done. My number one, it's a little bit more childish, a bit more silly, and it would be, when you just like just zoom in on someone's face, and then you just post it, and it just looks quite awkward. I just think that's the look.
I think that's not a launch unless you have a little love heart emoji.
Yeah, yeah, fuck yeah.
Or that's something you would do with a friend. Like you zoom on a face, like, oh, I'm being annoying.
True,
A
but
love heart, it's no longer annoying.
yeah, with the love hearts in the background, and then there's a bit of a, oh wow, they're actually like, you know, they're giddy, they're fun together sort of vibe. So it ticks all the boxes for me.
Yeah, I'm just saying if I saw that on my feed, I'd probably block your
Skip it.
stories from then on.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, that's our top fives. So for the launch strategies, so if there was any you had in mind and that weren't in the top five, then they're probably lame because we nailed it. All right, Das, give us your hot take. It's going to be our last segment today, so let's make it hot.
So my hot take of the week, obviously I've been doing a lot of traveling recently. And it's something that I didn't even know about myself until I kind of sometimes you like see things irritate
That
you,
you're
but you don't
autistic.
really like, think about it. I've realized I don't like people who travel with too much baggage. It makes me angry for some reason. I'm like, why pack all that shit? And I'm talking excessive. Like 2 bags, I think is fine. More than that, you're too much. And like people will have like piles of stuff.
Yeah.
They'll have kids and they'll have like 3 trolleys worth of things. And
I've always wondered, where are they going when there's like those people using those trolleys and they're full to the brim with different bags and stuff. And I'm like, where are you going? Like, are you moving to this country forever?
yeah, I don't understand. And like, how annoying would it be moving all that stuff around?
Ugh,
Like,
yeah.
you're only going airport to hotel. You're not doing anything else, and you're getting a taxi.
Mm. Mind you, when I moved to London, I reckon I didn't bring enough stuff. I'll admit. I ended up with about 3 outfits. And I was like, this is not enough
What the
clothes.
fuck?
Like, I'm living here for
You had 1 bag?
yeah, one big bag. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's not enough.
yeah, it's not enough. I'll admit, lesson learned. I was like, all right, if I'm doing it again, I'm bringing more than one bag. And then when you come back, because I was over there for like a year or two, and then when you come back, all that fashion's gone anyway. You can't wear that stuff again. Like the world's moved on. So you realistically just got to bring everything that you want to wear. There's no saving shit. If you want to wear it, bring it.
Yeah, I can see that. I think moving, it's fine to bring more things. It's for me, it's more, you can tell they're not moving. You tell, like, you go to a holiday place and they have all these bags. It's like,
Like,
why are you going to a holiday place and having like 4 bags each?
especially somewhere hot like Fiji, and they're just rocking out with all
Yeah.
these bags. I'm like, you got to wear like 2 singlets and thongs. Like,
And just these massive, like, and bringing that around, dragging that around with you. Like, oh,
yeah, no, I don't envy that. And they're the first ones to be standing right next to the belt when the luggage comes out.
yeah, they block you from getting your shit because, like, oh no, my 10th bag is here.
God, those people really, really piss me off. But that's enough. That's a whole different topic, and we've gone past our 40-minute mark. So I don't know who's left listening now. But if
Shit.
if you are still listening now, let us know, and we'll start name dropping you after the 40-minute mark, and that way it can sort of be a free Patreon benefit to you.
Shout out to our free Patreons.
That just listen for free at the end.
But they're also the only ones who hear it because they're the ones who listen to it.
So it is an exclusive club, which is
Yeah,
what
it's true.
Patreon is. Yeah. So, well, again, thanks for listening and hearing the stories of Darcy's life in Europe. We'll be back. Trust us.